A new tennis season starts January 15th with the 2018 Australian Open in Melbourne. The Open will surely provide plenty of interesting storylines and matchups, with the top competitors ready to start the year on the right foot. The men's draw features defending champ Roger Federer, 2017 runner-up Rafael Nadal, Novak Djokovic and Stan Wawrinka. The women's draw features 2017 runner-up Venus Williams, Maria Sharapova, Simona Halep, Petra Kvitova, and Karolina Pliskova. More, Federer questions whether a 36-year-old should be favorite. Biggest feuds in history. However, the women's defending champion Serena Williams will not participate in the Aussie Open this year after announcing her decision to withdraw as she prepares for her return to tennis after giving birth to her daughter. Meanwhile, Andy Murray is out with a lingering hip injury. In the 2017 Australian Open, it was a case of the old heads going the distances. Both Federer and Nadal, two of tennis' greatest ever, overpowered younger, hungry competitors to compete in the tournament final. In the end, it was a 5-set thriller between the two giants that lasted an incredible 3 hours and 38 minutes, with technology deciding the game as Federer hit a forehand winner down the line that resulted in a Nadal challenge. Upon Hawkeye review, the call was upheld and Federer won. More, Djokovic not fully healed, but optimistic. Wozniacki, Halep could prevail in the women's draw. The Williams sisters Serena and Venus faced off in the final with Serena, who was pregnant at the time, prevailing in straight sets to win her 7th Australian Open and her 23rd career Grand Slam. Here's all the information you need to watch the 2018 Australian Open, including TV schedule and important dates. When is the Australian Open? The 2018 Australian Open will start on Monday, January 15th, and runs for 14 days, with the women's final played on January 27th and the men's final on the January 28th. How to watch on TV, live stream online. ESPN has full coverage of each day of the Australian Open. The men's and women's finals will be shown on ESPN, but every other day of the tournament is shown on ESPN2. The Australian Open website also offers live feeds of the matches via OutTV Live, the tournament's own streaming service with features, highlights and post-game interviews. 2018 Australian Open schedule. Here's the complete Australian Open schedule, including dates, times and TV channels. All times Eastern, January 15th, first round, 7 p.m. ESPN2 January 16th, first round, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 17th, second round, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 18th, second round, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 19th, third round, 11 p.m. ESPN2 January 20th, third round, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 21st, round of 16, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 22nd, round of 16, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 23rd, quarterfinals, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 24th, quarterfinals, 3 a.m. ESPN2 January 24th, quarterfinals, 9 p.m. ESPN2 January 25th, quarterfinals, 3 a.m. ESPN the 2nd of January 25, women's semifinal, 9:30 p.m. ESPN2 January 26th, men's semifinal, 3:30 a.m. ESPN2 January 27th, men's semifinal, 3:30 a.m. ESPN2 January 28th, women's final, 3 a.m. ESPN January 29th, men's final, 3 a.m. ESPN odds to win 2018 Australian Open. Here are the latest odds to win the 2018 Australian Open, according to VegasInsider.com as of January 8th. Federer, the 2017 Aussie Open champ, is the favorite to win the men's singles title again in 2018. With reigning champ Serena Williams out, Karolina Pliskova is the favorite to win the women's singles title. Pliskova lost to Mirjana Lucic-Baroni in the quarterfinals at Melbourne last year. Men's singles. Roger Federer 9/5, Rafael Nadal 9/2, Novak Djokovic 9/2, Grigor Dimitrov 8/1, Alexander Zverev 10/1, Martin Del Potro 14/1, David Goffin 16/1, Nick Kyrgios 16/1, Stan Wawrinka 20/1, Dominic Thiem 22/1, Milos Raonic 25/1, Marin Cilic 25/1, Denis Shapovalov 50/1, Jack Sock 50/1, Kevin Anderson 66/1, Joe Wilfried Tsonga 80/1, Tomas Berdych 80 over 1, Andrei Rublev 80 over 1, Gael Monfils 80 over 1, Lucas Poole 100 over 1, Roberto Bautista Agut 80 over 1, Sam Querrey 125 over 1, Richard Gasquet 125 over 1, Alex de Minaur 150 over 1, Stefanos Tsitsipas 150 over 1, Pablo Carreno Busta 125 over 1, John Isner 150 over 1, Giles Simon 150 over 1, David Ferrer 200 over 1, Hyeon Chung 200 over 1, Borna Coric 200 over 1, Kyle Edmund 200 over 1, Diego Schwartzman 200 over 1, Steve Johnson 200 over 1, Corentin Moutet 250 over 1, Thanasi Kokkinakis 250 over 1, Julian Benito 250 over 1, Feliciano Lopez 250 over 1, Fabio Fognini 250 over 1, Giles Muller 250 over 1, Alexander Dolgopolov 250 over 1, Francis Tiafoe 250 over 1, Benoit Paire 250 over 1, Ryan Harrison 300 over 1, Jared Donaldson 300 over 1, Donald Young 300 over 1, Fernando Verdasco 300 over 1, Tennis Sandgren 300 over 1, Albert Ramos Vinolas 300 over 1, Philip Kohlschreiber 300 over 1, Women's Singles Karolina Pliskova 6 over 1, Garbine Muguruza 13.5, Simona Halep 8 over 1, Elena Svitolina 9 over 1, Maria Sharapova 10 over 1, Caroline Wozniacki 10 over 1, Angelique Kerber 14 over 1, Johanna Konta 14 over 1, Petra Kvitova 14 over 1, Madison Keys 18 over 1, Coco Vandeweghe 20 over 1, Caroline Garcia 20 over 1, Julia Gorges 20 over 1, Venus Williams 22 over 1, Yelena Ostapenko 22 over 1, Sloane Stephens 22 over 1, Ashley Barty 25 over 1, Belinda Bencic 25 over 1, Victoria Azarenka 25 over 1, Dominika Sabulkova 33 over 1, Agnieszka Radwanska 40 over 1, Arina Sabalenka 50 over 1, Kaya Kanepi 50 over 1, Alexandra Sinovic 50 over 1, Katerina Siniakova 50 over 1, Naomi Osaka 50 over 1, Magdalena Rybakova 66 over 1, Daria Kasatkina 66 over 1, Anastasia Sevastova 66 over 1, Daria Gavrilova 80 over 1, Anastasia Pavlyuchenkova 80 over 1, Ekaterina Makarova 80 over 1, Natalia Vikliantsev 80 over 1, Anna Konju 100 over 1, Eugenia Bouchard 100 over 1, Kristina Ladenovic 100 over 1, Marketa Vondrousova 100 over 1, Elena Vesnina 125 over 1, Sam Stosur 150 over 1, Heather Watson 150 over 1, Barbara Strykova 150 over 1, Monica Puig 150 over 1, Lauren Davis 200 over 1, Shelby Rogers 200 over 1, Catherine Bellis 200 over 1, Varvara Lepchenko 200 over 1, Christina McHale 200 over 1, Jennifer Brady 200 over 1, Madison Bringle 200 over 1, Taylor Townsend 300 over 1.